Happy full moon. Happy full moon. Happy full moon, gang. Happy full moon. Hope everybody's feeling all right. Hope everybody's feeling good. All right. About to get into some brief energies real quick during this full moon transit. I know we had the week start off with some intense energy, so everybody just get a chance to spiritually exhale, spiritually reset right now. I know a lot of us right now may have our mind on certain things. We're just looking for certain signs of confirmation to see, just making sure if we're feeling and thinking in the right space. So I just want to hover over some energies you guys may be experiencing in the house that you have Taurus in, where the full moon will be transiting, okay? And sprinkle a little bit of clarity on our overall experiences this Scorpio season in the house that you have Scorpio in. Because when we look at the full moon, it's always opposite what? The sun. All right, so we got the moon in Taurus right now, where the moon loves to be. All right, the moon resonates with the Taurus constellation very well because it's dealing with patience, nurture, understanding, self-esteem, self-care, self-healing. All right, manifesting, attracting, and utilizing resources in the physical realm. That's why Taurus is like to give. That's a sense of, their emotions. That's a sense of them. That's the way they nurture. They use the earth element to nurture and give and provide. They may overdo it at times, but hey, the sides to everything, different sides to everything. We all have different reactions to our actions. So I just want to hover over these alignments real quick. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody real quick. All right. But I ain't going to take too much time. So first of all, we got the full moon. It's going to peak around like 3:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So, it's definitely a nice night to make sure y'all dive into your solitude, into your little spiritual bubble and do your thing. You feel me? It's full moon time. So at this point, spiritually speaking, the majority of the world is already feeling the energy. The majority of the world is already in I ain't trying to be attached to too much tonight. All right. Probably been feeling that since the beginning of the day for the most part, but definitely as we get closer to, nighttime and whatnot, it's definitely going to be a strong vibe to want to just be secluded into your own energies or not do anything that's overwhelming on you mentally or anything at all. So with the full moon transiting, let me get a little sippy, just sip. All right, guys, so we got the full moon transiting Taurus at 27 degrees, okay? So it's going to be making contact with Pluto, Mercury, and Jupiter, all right? So we have Pluto and Capricorn is going to be trining. So right now, we're all going to be manifesting new awareness, new visions, new insight, new inspiration when it comes to how we could change things up when it comes to the area of stability, career. Pluto deals with giving depth to shit. So it's hard to transition and progress or level up or embrace doing new things when it comes to making money, career, if you're holding on to too much to things that didn't serve you in the past, things that ain't necessarily favoring you business-wise, or just being able to detach from the times things didn't work. Okay, so right now we're harmonizing with that Pluto energy in a positive way. Like, you should be in a space where you're feeling like, okay, regardless of what happened in the past, when it comes to Capricorn shit in my life, the house that you got Capricorn in, where you're building a lot, structuring things a lot in that house, trying to keep things organizing, seeing how things could add value to how you build a foundation in your life in any type of shape or form. You're in a space right now of seeing the positive side of how your experience from things not working can transform how you build that. Okay, so we have a lot of support when it comes to energies trying to get us to see the bright side of things that played out as shortcomings, heavy transformations, things that impacted the emotions, all type of different changes you may have embraced during Scorpio season or whatnot, or things that force you to change shit up during Scorpio season right now. So we have energies during this full moon transit that support you embracing the change to help you grow, to help it develop character. Now we got Moon trine Pluto and Capricorn. All right, this is also influencing people that feel like they got to take some type of leap of faith when they come into career right now. Anybody that feel like they got to take some type of leap of faith in career because they're in a certain position right now where it provides you stability, but you looking at the potential of what something can grow into by you just taking a risk, taking some type of leap of faith to just transform shit, change your reality. That type of energy is being supported right now. And the thing is, that doesn't mean that the first step you take towards trying to take a leap of faith for something, take a leap of faith in a certain situation, that doesn't mean necessarily that you might do the most efficient or correct thing the first time. But because that energy is being heavily supported right now, it's going to manifest into just navigating you right to the right way of doing doing something, right to the right person to connect to and build with, right to the right environment to start something. So, you know, full moon, new moon times, you have to be one with your intuition. It's like we're always catching signs and signals every single day. But when we dealing with with the moon, when the moon is in a strong phase or an intense phase, especially with it being a lunar eclipse, So that's double trouble when it comes to the emphasis on our emotional stability. But when we dealing with new moon, full moon times, you feel me? You got to make sure, you know, you really you really give yourself a chance to really resonate with how you really feel about things, because the signals and signs come very strong around this time, you know. So we got that going on with Moon trine Pluto and Capricorn. We got Moon opposite Mercury in Scorpio. So, you know, we got the Sun in Scorpio along with Mercury. So the full moon is going to be opposite both of those energies. So a lot of the things that we've been thinking about when it comes to transforming, trying to strategize and plan when it comes to how we could transform and change things. Maybe with, you know, with Mercury and Scorpio, a lot of us, our mind has been on things in the past a lot. You know, probably deeper, darker things in the past a lot. It's like, damn, it's like, I can't go a fucking day without heavily focusing on my insecurities and shit. I'm just trying to think positive today. I'm not even asking for nothing, no crazy adventure today. I just kind of want my mind not to be a little pessimistic, not to be a little deep and dark right now. So it's hard not to acknowledge your shadow side a little bit with Mercury and Scorpio. Is you can't run from the Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy persistent like a motherfucker. You can't run from it. So, you know, when you look like so when we look at that Mercury and Scorpio energy, you know, I got that as a natal placement, so I already understand sometimes it could just naturally isolate the body because your thoughts is isolated. Your thoughts come off real individual a lot of the times, you know. So this is us just learning how to take all the things that we've learned from transformation more so, because Mercury likes to study, likes to learn. So Mercury and Scorpio is dissecting, seeing solutions on how we could deal with transformations, bad habits, all right? People, places, and things we intimately connected to, possibly attachments or whatnot, seeing how to deal with these things. The full moon right now, we got to make sure we are reacting to that. Anything you know you got to fix when it comes to emotional stability, something that you got a heavy desire for, you know, you've been diving into it a little too much during Scorpio season or since Venus was in Scorpio. This full moon, you got to give that a little bit of time right now. You got to give that, that thought is going to have to share some of that mental capacity. Like, you got to make sure you're paying attention to this. You got to make sure you're seeing how some of these energies affect your routine, your schedule, you know, other aspirations that you have. You know, at the end of the day, we all have free will, and you have to understand everything you do comes with a reaction. Everything you do comes with a result. What goes around comes around. So the energy you put out is what you get back. So if we're in the time right now where, you know, we got Mercury and Scorpio, full moon, lunar eclipse, and the full moon in Taurus is all about seeing how we get back stabilized and structured based off of transformation. Seeing how we get back to dealing with some form of valuing what we already got, our gifts, our talents, what we're already good at, you know, in order to get back grounded, using what we have. All right. So with this type of energy, it's hard to progress if you're not acknowledging the bad habits that be stalling some of that shit. You know, we all human. People be having all type of business ideas, all type of Taurus shit going on in their life, all type of shit that they see they could build if they put time into it, if they're patient with that idea, with that business, with, you know, with that goal, what they know in some type of shape or form. If they just plant a seed into that type of idea, it could grow into something. That's all Taurus energy. Anything that's dealing with some type of growth, some type of long structure plan on working on something, you know. So it's hard to do that when you attach to too many things that bring you down, that make you take steps back. So yeah, that's going to be something that's going to be heavy on the subconscious around this time. All right, because then that's an opposite too. Okay, and that's also like the general energy of the full moon for real, because that's the Scorpio constellation itself. So moon square Jupiter in Aquarius, all right? So we got the opposite to Mercury, square to Jupiter. So, you know, Jupiter in Aquarius is all about us dealing with new experiences this year, connecting to new people, trying to establish ourselves in the outside world a bit more, trying to open new businesses, embrace teaching things or connecting to others based off things that we're into, we're learning about, studying, you know, embracing opportunities to network and all that, and getting a whole bunch of wisdom doing it. and embracing them type of opportunities, especially on social media, technology, different forms of communication. So with the full moon squaring Jupiter in Aquarius, this is going to be a time for us to make sure that we're recollecting what we've learned from these experiences, that we're acknowledging our connections that have been made. We're acknowledging the potential brands we could build. That Aquarius energy is all about, networking and connecting to others outside of what's familiar to you, outside of what's, outside your comfort zone, for real, So, like, you could throw an Aquarius in a place they've never been before, and they just go end up finding out how to navigate that environment based off of how other people navigate it, and then seeing a way that nobody's doing it and just be unique and original in their own. Then that's how they're going to start making connections. They're going to be the person on the block that everybody's finding out. So yeah, the new kid moved here, and then they be doing that a certain way. We don't even do shit like that around here, but that shit look dope the way they do it. That's how Aquarius be setting trends. So if we got the full moon square in that energy, this is a time for you to understand, a lot of the innovative ideas you have to do things, original ways you're thinking of doing things, certain projects or things you want to launch that you're realizing everybody's into the opposite way of doing it. This energy is being supported for you to take the leap of faith doing that, for you to take a leap of faith doing something way more individual, way more different. Everything with Aquarius is dealing with something different. So that Jupiter and Aquarius energy, it's been building a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom this whole year, just analyzing how the world is changing with interactions, social media, technology. So it's like having, and Jupiter deal with, fruitfulness, abundance, prosperity, expansion. So it's easy for you to see how much can grow, how much things, how fruitful your garden can be based off of people that your ability to connect to people in this age. All right. But this full moon is pushing you to, acknowledge that shit, pushing you to make sure you're, making sure things connect in your life with your ability to communicate, interact with others based off of things that you're into. All right. And see how you could build based off of that, So it's almost like we be having energies, transits that push you to come outside. Put it like that. Put it like that. Like that's the astrological breakdown. Now the hood nigga breakdown. Motherfucking Moon Square Jupiter, bring your ass outside and start networking, building, connecting with the motherfucking environment. That's the breakdown for the homies right there. That's basically what it's saying. So all them ideas you may have to do so, all them ideas that you have, certain projects or certain things that if you put out, it'll have the potential to connect to others. Those ideas, plans, goals might be resonating, vibrating very hard right now. So let's go through. I got my notes. I'm just going to run through these real quick, y'all. First house, Taurus risings. All right, shout out to all my Taurus risings. You may have been dealing with power and control issues in your relationships in some type of form of transformation with Scorpio up in that 7th house during this season. So you just been gaining a whole new awareness of how you should be conducting yourself in relationships, how you possibly should be conducting yourself with your partner, things that you're experiencing in your past relationships and all that. Like you feel like you come to a whole revelation when it comes to how you should be dealing with other people in your relationships, what you're not going for, what you want. Like it might have been a hotness there, like a real passion around this time for having strong ideals for what you're not selling for in relationships or whatnot. Your relationships may have transformed in some type of shape or form. This could have been a close friendship, but definitely if you're dealing with somebody, it could have been a conversation that changed the vibe of the relationship for the better or the worse around this time. But definitely something changed with that sun transit in the 7th house. So you going through them power and control issues, you might have to take time to acknowledge if you're suppressing your personal goals for others. All right, because you got the full moon transit in the 1st house. We know that full moon is dealing with what? Detaching, releasing, exhaling. So with the full moon transit in your 1st house, is definitely maybe a time for you to gauge the relationship between your personal life and your relationships. All right. This is also a reminder for you to value your natural talents and begin to maximize them, Taurus rising. You guys, once again, that Taurus energy is fruitful. That Taurus energy is fruitful. A lot of Taurus help other people get stable, get on their feet, get hired, get money. The Tauruses feed a lot of people. All right. So when it comes to having that energy in your first house, it's important for as a Taurus rising. Just the way you personally see things. Just sometimes your personal advice can help others understand, gain some direction, how they can start growing something in their life. So, you know, around this time, it's great for you to take your own advice in that first house and stop connecting to people, places, and things that don't support the things that you know would help bring some form of growth into the things that's going on in your personal life, Taurus rising. All right. The full moon is reminding you to pour into yourself first. Stop overspending. Chill with the superficial habits. All right. And let your credit card breathe a little bit, Taurus rising. You got to chill, because you're going to put yourself in a situation where there's things that you want to invest in right now. It's things that you want to build, right? And then you wilding out with your credit card, doing this, that, and the third. Now you put yourself in a position that when you really wanted to do that thing you want to build, you want to invest in around the new moon time, a little bit after this week, you realize, damn, I got to hold on a little bit. I got to push things a month or two back, because I've been going a little credit card crazy. Y'all Taurus sun moon risings, credit card, y'all be having a little low key, y'all be having a little karmic relationship with debt. Because it's almost like a little gift and a curse. The ability to grow in the physical realm, the potential it's almost like a cheat code with Taurus energy. You get to grow more in the physical realm. So it's almost like now you got to balance it out. You gonna make sure you learn some debt management too. So this may be a great time to make sure you just be more wise about where you're putting your money at, so you're not exhausted of resources when you really want to do something, Taurus rising. All right, it's very important to understand. All right, it's a great time for you to just stay in your bag and make sure you're supporting everything that support what you're trying to go in your personal life, and continue to manage that 7th house, all the changes and transformations and tempting things that may be going on when it comes to Scorpio in that 7th house. All right, 2nd house, Aries rising. Super self-esteem boost, all right? When we look at that 2nd house, we know we have a huge emphasis of self-esteem, self-worth in that 2nd house, our value system. So right now, full moon transit in the 2nd house, it's a super self-esteem boost. You have to rid people, places, and things that negatively impact your self-esteem, forms of security, all right? When it comes to things that you use to build stability, or you see potential in when it comes to building you some stability, you got other people throwing shade on it, people that don't really align with them ideas or whatnot. You got to be able to filter your social circle just based off of who you even share ideas with and whatnot, because you don't need that negative energy around the things that you really believe in right now, all right? Money and new opportunities may be trying to flow your way, but you have to tidy up on your value system, aka people, places, and things that you value. All right, you almost got some of the same sharing, some of the same energies with Taurus rising in that case. You guys, 2nd house deals with that materialistic energy a lot of the times. All right, so you want to make sure when it comes to the things that you want to build that you're not exhausting resources in the wrong places or whatnot. You're valuing your time more. So if you're valuing people, places, and things that don't really support nothing, you ain't even valuing your time, giving time to these situations. So it's like, what's gonna grow? What's gonna grow here, Aries? You feel me, Aries rising? You may be having money or new opportunities, maybe trying to flow your way, but you have to tidy up your value system. Money management, all right, may have heavily reflected on certain insecurities and past shortcomings during Scorpio season. All right, got that Scorpio up in that 8th house. So you being Aries rising, you got Mars in the 1st house, Scorpio up in that 8th house. Your life be deeper than a lot of other individuals, and that's why you don't like just connecting to other individuals, because you feel like you need to connect with people that could go deep with you. You could connect with people that don't just take everything from a surface level. You experience them ups, them highs and lows being the Aries rising, because it's almost like having an Aries rising life. Sometimes it could feel like a life of extremes. It could feel like that, having so much Mars energy in the chart. It could feel like that, especially if you got the sun, moon, or planets in Aries and Scorpio as the Aries rising. Sometimes it can feel like you just live a life of extremes. Things be very high in one moment, very low. Your relationships be very high in one moment, very low. Like some of your creative endeavors at certain times, you could feel a high dose of inspiration, and sometimes you just feel like you can't find it for nothing, and then you could be a little bit more sad, or I don't want to use the depressed word, but just really be in your own mood or whatnot based off of things not going right, so sometimes there's a little struggle finding balance there or whatnot. But it's like, when you guys are performing at a high level, some of the things that you do is highly inspirational, all right? Especially because you guys don't be seeking help for nothing. So it looked like, damn, this Aries rising is able to accomplish a lot of shit on their own. But this is the time to use them past shortcomings Use these experiences to fuel you right now, to motivate you right now. Aries rising, all that. Regardless of how the things that you didn't want, that you wanted to go your way this year that didn't go your way, got to make sure you're utilizing all of that to fuel you towards what you are building right now, Aries rising. You might have been hibernating in some type of shape or form during Scorpio season. Might have been in your own little subconscious bag. Now it's time to be a little bit more active in the physical realm. The full moon touching up in Taurus, and now around that second house area is like, all right, we've been in our own little bag for a moment. We recollected enough. Now you put these resources together. Let's get more active when it comes to utilizing our second house energies. What I feel like I'm good at, what I feel like I could do to get me some more paper, stabilize myself some more. All right. Now, third house, Pisces rising. You may have some friendships, siblings, that are dependent on you for something they can do their goddamn selves. Pisces rising. So, once again, full moon detaching. You got to make sure you're allowing yourself to breathe a little bit, Pisces rising. You might not have to feel like you got to be everybody's babysitter in that third house. Close friends, siblings, people in your familiar environment, roommates and shit. Sometimes you got to let them know that, if they smother in your space in any type of shape or form, and you got to rearrange your third house in some type of shape or form right now, Pisces rising, make sure you jump on that, okay? If it's overwhelming or trying to communicate that, you may need to add some distance between these people and your familiar surroundings and analyze how your environment holds back new experiences, okay? You got that sun transit in the 9th house, so you may have a huge crave to travel, do new things. A lot of the things that you're seeing, a lot of the things that you may have just realized this Scorpio season, a lot of things that's been on your to-do list, bucket list, travel, you may have realized some of them things is way more easier to do than you thought with the sun transit in the 9th house. You may realize you got the resources to do some of these things. All right. Yeah, Chels, this will be saved. So it's important for you to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind during this time. Where we at? Yep. You need to add some distance between people and your familiar surroundings and analyze how your environment holds you back from new experiences. And your familiar habits. It may be things that's in your third house, certain habits, certain places, environments that's familiar to you, that you always in, that's holding you back from experiencing new things. You got the full moon transit in there, transit in your third house, Pisces rising. That's something you want to take a look at, okay? A lot of these things are going to be resonating hard. So it's almost like it's going to be things that I've already been thinking and feeling about. You feel me? Way before, yo, bro, 610 Aquarius was good, gang. It was good, bro. So, that's what you want to make sure you keep it in front of your conscious. So you may have a new inspiration to travel. Opportunities to do so can appear if you clean up the third house, clean up certain things that's familiar to you. That's like that expired. I shouldn't even be doing that anymore. I've been doing that for a long time. Or certain people in my familiar space. I gotta kind of respect my space a little bit more. Not be so open and accessible in order to let some new things flow into your space right now. You may know who these people are as soon as you hear that, all right? And making sure you apply your knowledge some more, because you got that sun transit in your 9th house. So maybe a lot of things that you started learning or realizing that that a lot of other people don't know, and you're seeing how it could support your third house, seeing how it could support your familiar surroundings, all right, or improve your familiar surroundings, or how you can help be a vessel to enlighten others around you, so your team's stronger now, your friendships are stronger now, you're building stronger relationships, they're gaining more resources and insight on how to develop themselves based off something you already know, all right? You may have also developed a new passion or a crave to teach or spread your wisdom or your awareness about something that's in a certain type of shape or form. All right. 4th house, Aquarius risings. All right. It's time to acknowledge what energies take you away from pouring into yourself. 4th house, emotional stability, the home environment. All right. How you feel the peace within you, how you build how you manage your emotional well-being, loved ones, your private space, your bedroom, your home, all right? So it's time to acknowledge what energies take you away from pouring into yourself. When the full moon transits here as the Aquarius rising, you're in a state of seeing, what things is playing out in your schedule, with your responsibilities, with career that's taking you away from having a sense of peace. Things could be going great in career right now, but you emotionally, subconsciously, you're overwhelmed. So this is a little bit of a reset. I gotta get comfy here. It's a little bit of a little reset, a little exhale. These water houses, full moon transiting the water houses, a lot of you guys has really got to chill out. Who's this? All my air risings. All my air risings got to chill out a little bit during this full moon. You know, may have had a somewhat of an exhausting Scorpio season. But, you know, so with the fourth house, and when I say exhausted, more so from, you know, not nothing in a, like a traumatic way, more so because y'all got Scorpio season been transiting y'all, what's the name? It's been opposite with y'all earth houses. So Aquarius risings, you got, you know, full moon transiting your fourth house, the sun and Mercury in the 10th. Gemini risings, all right. Gemini risings is the 12th house. So the sun and Mercury be transiting your 6th. So career, the workplace might have been really active, you know, for the Gemini risings. And then Libra risings, you got what's the name transiting the your second. I mean your not your second. Your 8th house. Yeah, so you got what's the name Taurus up in that 8th house and Scorpio up in that 2nd house. So it's been a lot of, we're gonna get there, but yeah, just the air risings, just want to really make sure, you know, you connecting to the subconscious. You ain't doing too much around these full moons, so you could just help yourself rearrange all the things you've been learning with all the career changes, new insight about careers, new things you may have started within career, new projects. All right, let that resonate. But so where we at? Before house, Aquarius rising. It's time to acknowledge what energies take you away from pouring into yourself. Scorpio season put heavy emphasis on your 10th house. All right. So career, business, social status, you know, your brands, how you brand yourself, and stability was high priority. You know, it may have even felt like you feel like you're really back behind on some things within career. Sometimes when you have certain energies transiting your earth houses around full new moons, because it's just so much energy. Sometimes expectations could be high. So we all got to get back into a one day at a time perspective. And just because the results ain't where you want it to be, you still got to take what you gain from them experiences. That's all of that is needed for what's next. All of that is needed for the next time you encounter something down that same path. All right. So that needs to be valued. That's for everybody. But making sure your emotional well-being is key. Aqua risings, great time to cleanse, rearrange your home, private space. Beware of any arguments, heavy clashes, or, you know, potential opportunities to clash with family, loved ones right now. You may be playing out as a vessel for a loved one right now, friend, family member right now that's dealing with some shit in the 4th house if it ain't you. All right. So you just want to make sure you cool, calm, and collected. Don't let any high emotion around you, you know, create any type of chaos. You know, the full moon and during that 4th house is real intense. Okay, so when the full moon is there, it's home there. So it's going to make sure it's filtering and giving attention to anything that is making you feel like you're emotionally unstable right now. So you don't want to be too overwhelmed or attached to anything, because you want to make sure you resonate with some of these things. You understand how to rearrange certain things. Maybe certain things you may have been pouring too much into. You know, you've been heavily connected to. 4th house, you're dealing with water, so it's connecting. You want to make sure you rearrange that. You know, you take some of your water, some of your vibes back to feel more balanced, more stable. All right. Clash. Learning to be the bigger person when it comes to certain clashes with loved ones, family. All right. That's very important there. And yeah, just that, once again, that 10th house emphasis where Scorpio is at, you know, it's like you guys right now, Aquarius rising, is learning to find a balance between career and then feeling stable, seeing what feels overwhelming for you in that 10th house. All right. So that's real important there too. So that's what we got there. Aqua risings, Cap risings. All right. 5th house, full moon transit in the 5th house. You may be suppressing how you express yourself or hiding your talents from the external realm in some type of shape or form. Learning to get more comfortable in the spotlight is the emphasis right now. So you may have Cap rising, you may have a business, you may have something, a creative endeavor, the brand you trying to grow. You strategizing it right. You acknowledging your resources and everything, because when you got earth in them firehouses, you're going to be as practical as possible when it comes to things dealing with your creative endeavors or anything where people can see you express yourself. Right now, you know, even though the plan seems efficient, you got to embrace just being on the stage now. You got to embrace the attention that comes with it. Like, you got to embrace learning how to conduct yourself when it get what you're selling, growing, building actually gains traction, gains more eyes on it. Okay? Everything with the fifth house deals with how you conduct yourself on the stage. You know, your presentation, your expression, self-expression. Huge emphasis on creative, artistic expression. You know, so that's something to keep in mind right now, Cap Rising. Stepping up to the plate and being seen for that shit. You know, being seen for the brand that you're building or whatnot. What is it that you want to get attention? Taking more initiative, getting your business talents, creative endeavors into the light. Taking advantage of your contacts and networking, collaborative opportunities. You know, focus on experimenting instead of having the perfect plan. Okay? That can happen a lot for Earth Risings, you know. To be real creative, could start stunting your creativity or things that you personally want to do because you're over, you know, you're trying to have the perfect plan. You know, the way you're trying to structure it, you're overdoing it. It's a little overkill with it. All right. So that's what you want to keep in mind around that time. And embrace your fears of being criticized. Embrace your fears of being criticized. That's very important as well, too. Okay. Cap Risings. And remember, there's a heavy emphasis for Cap Risings on that 11th house. Heavy emphasis on that 11th house. Okay, that 11th house is dealing with connecting to the outside world. You know, taking something you're individually into and making it a part of the rest of the world in some type of shape or form. Group communities, all right? Networking opportunities, communication. So that's been a huge emphasis for you during Scorpio season. So now that you got that full moon transiting your 5th house, all right, it's important for you to understand that a lot of these things that you're into on a creative level or that you want to be on the stage expressing to others, you know, understand there's other people that's willing to pay attention to that. There's other people in that 11th house, you know, that's willing to support that, aka people you don't know yet. All right, so something to keep in mind, Cap Risings. Sag Risings, 6th house. Universe is calling y'all to revise and organize your schedule and routine. We know that 6th house deals with schedule, routine, all right, how we work on things, what we working on, health, fitness, diet, regimen, how you take care of yourself, all right? So, and anything that falls into your routine. There's a person you link up with Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, they part of your 6th house. They be in your routine, they in your schedule, all right? You know, anything that falls into your routine schedule on a consistent basis, that's some 6th house shit. And the workplace. Universe is calling you out to revise and organize your schedule and routine. You attract a lot of love and support and resources in career and the workplace. You got Taurus there. Wherever Taurus is at in the chart is getting some form of support by default. You know, whether it's support from ideas to build things, actual resources, attracting people in that area that, you know, are resourceful or whatnot. Taurus is going to bring support somewhere in some type of shape or form. So when you got you attract a lot of love, support, and resources in career and the workplace. A lot of Taurus in the 6th house could get a job and meet somebody in the job that's working 2 jobs, and that job they getting paid way more, and they hire you at that job. Then you don't even need the first job. Like, it'd be you make dope connections within the work field, workspace, and shit. When you learn how to start a side business off somebody that you met at a certain job or all type of shit like that. Taurus in the 6th house. You attract a lot of love, support, and resources in career, the workplace, or wherever you decide to work at, what you're working on. So your 12th house has been real stimulated all Scorpio season. 12th house has been real stimulated during Scorpio season. So when it comes to certain aspirations, things that's heavy on the subconscious, may have been real isolated around this time. You know, definitely been to yourself. You know, now it's time to delete what doesn't align in your schedule, all right, to help match the ways you've been feeling. You know, when you got them energies transiting your 12th house, you're going to come in contact and you're going to gain awareness about a lot of things that make you feel more comfortable. You're going to gain awareness about a lot of ways to self-heal, a lot of things that you realize affect the subconscious or whatnot, and you're gaining more clarity around this time when you got the sun transit in there. So for all my, this is my Sag risings, 6th house. These are my Sag risings. So when you got them energies stimulating your 12th house, you're going to start imagining a lot of things that you do want to bring into fruition, that you do want to work on, that you do want to experience, because you're giving yourself that time to view that. You're giving yourself, you're going to, sun transit 12th house is going to play with your imagination a lot. You're going to daydream a lot too, but, you know, daydreaming is good too. So, now that the full moon is transiting your 6th house, it's like, okay, what things in my routine and schedule do I need to pluck up out of here so I can fit, you know, the space to work on the things in my 12th house? Whatever creative endeavors, whatever is dealing with adding self-care into my regimen or my diet or whatnot. All right. You know, anything that'll help you feel like you healing the subconscious. These are things that need to get added into your 6th house, into your regimen. And overall, is a full moon transit in your 6th house. So it's a time to just see what people, places, and things is up in your 6th house that don't need to be there right now. What things you've been working on is in your schedule. You're giving time to it every week in your schedule. You know, things that you need to add in there. All right, but it starts with you releasing, detaching, especially responsibilities that's in your 6th house that you don't want to own no more. All right, let's say you got full moon transit 6th house, and you and your friend do a certain thing every I can't even think. Y'all go to some place, all right. You and your friend go to a happy hour spot every Thursday evening. It's like religious. That's something y'all always do. You know, you feel me? Y'all don't even got to call each other and ask each other if y'all doing. That's something y'all stay doing. Say you got something you're really trying to work on right now and you need all the time possible, but you know right now your friend gonna feel away because you like, yo, I can't really for like the next month or two, like that Thursday happy hour spot, I'm gonna have to chill a little bit right now. I really devoted to this right now. You can't be overly considerate or like feel away trying to knock that out your schedule right now because it impacts somebody else when it's really not that serious and you got some serious shit to take care of. So it's that type of energy, you know. You got to make sure you nip shit in the bud when it comes to that 6th house. Things that is taking away time from what you do want to work on. You know, and Scorpio season may have, you know, stimulated your imagination so much. It's like, damn, I do need all the time I can have because I do want to experience a lot of these things. All right. 7th house, Scorpio risings. All right. You've been going through a personal evolution this season, period. All right. With all them energies transiting your 6th house, first house. The sun in the 1st house, sun loves to be there, so it's going to shine all type of light and awareness on things to help you build the 1st house up, build your personal expression up, build how you deal with any type of personal aspirations you have or whatnot. So when we look at for Scorpio risings, okay, Taurus with the full moon transit in the 7th house, you know, this is during Scorpio season, period. This is probably, you know, some of the most clarity you've had all year, period. You know, the sun is that powerful when it transits the 1st house. So it's really like you get a deep analysis on things that you've been personally invested in throughout the whole year. When it comes to what you want for yourself on a personal level, all right, but the full moon wants you to be real with yourself about your current relationship and social circle, the people you surround yourself with, the people you connect to the most. All right, we got full moon transit in the 7th house. So do you have people that support your 1st house goals or distract them? That's important to keep in mind right now with the full moon transit in that 7th house. Okay, Blue, is good to know that you got the transit in the 8th house. All right, because you know a lot of us have intercepted houses. Like, you know, I'm a Cap rising, so usually as being a Cap rising, Aries is in the 4th house. I got Taurus in the 4th house, so you know it applies differently to me. So it's important to understand that. Okay, so but yeah, Scorpio risings. This is with that sun transit in your 1st house is always, don't matter what your rising is, sun transit in that 1st house, you know, it's gonna be a lot of things that you see hold you back from personally thriving. Okay. And then you're going to see the things that's been working, and the sun motivates you, encourages you to step that up a notch when it comes to what is working, what is flowing right, positively. So the sun is powerful like that in the 1st house. It's like extreme clarity in that sense. So now when it comes to the 7th house, is you having to see how to rearrange your relationship, your love life, if need be. You know, the people you socialize with. The 7th house is dealing with all type of one-on-one interactions, you know. So it's important to gauge the balance, how they affect each other. Okay? Right. shit, during the Scorpio season, sun trans in the first house. I mean, Scorpio risings, y'all already don't care about being by yourself. Like, y'all already be good in your own space. Like, y'all will hold out real long until you could attract somebody that doesn't disturb your personal space for real, you know? So by default, with the sun in the first house, it may have just been shining more of a light on why you like being to your goddamn self in the first place. You feel me? So that's what we got going on there. Yep. When it comes to what you want for yourself on a personal level, but the full moon wants you to be real with yourself about your current relationship and social circle, all right? Do you have people that support your first house goes distraction? Remember, it's full moon. So you got to detach that in the house that it transits. In the 7th house, you just got to be real with yourself. Like, when it comes to your dating life, when it comes to the people that you're accessible to, let's say there's something that you're striving to do in your first house, but what you're into in that first house, your personal life, isn't what people in your 7th house be into, the people that you be around, then you got to acknowledge that and see how that energy clashes with each other. Because shit be settled. Sometimes you could be into some shit that your friends ain't into. And it's not even like you bring the shit up around them, but then because those your friends, you trust them, whatnot, they could say something and have an opinion about something you into. Now it fake be making you think a little differently about the shit that you into. Sometimes you gotta protect your energy. You gotta be able to filter, what you allow to come in one ear and stay, and what needs to go out the other ear. But for the most part, this type of energy just has a huge emphasis on that. Maybe there's something that you're dealing with or whatnot that you're really inspired to deal with in your first house, and you realize none of your friends really into that shit. Or you can't even tell them you're about to go to this event or do this personally or whatnot. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just make sure they don't rain on my shiny day, okay, during that full moon. But this may be something you need to keep in mind as we move into Sag season now, okay? So, because there's probably a lot of things that you just want to take to the next level or bring into existence during this Scorpio season, sun trans in that first house. And that's the thing here. As a Scorpio rising, you good playing behind the scenes. You good Scorpio risings. Y'all good for being in the band and not caring about being the lead singer. It's like, man, we getting paid. We making hits. I don't even like doing all these interviews and signing all these autographs all the time. Like, I wish we could really just make the music, put it out, and not have to do all this extra. Like, that's the Scorpio rising in the band. Like, you remember the Temptations? Y'all, Scorpio rising is blue. Blue ain't never trying to get in the way of the lead singer, none of that. You feel me? He's just playing it cool. When shit changing and transforming and going on in the group, he acknowledging what's changing. Scorpio rising, he able to see the change before it's happening. He knowing how to prevent. He trying to make sure he prevent the change that's about to happen. He's like, oh shit, David and Otis about to go at it. David and Otis. Let me call you back. What's the name? I gotta go drive with Blue. I gotta go hop in the car with Blue. Yeah, it's Blue and Otis again. It's David and Otis again. So Scorpio risers, they good playing behind the scenes. They good just getting the credits for the lyrics and not having to show up to the show and perform. They good with that. But with all that being said, when you got the sun transit in the first house, the sun make you want to pop out. The sun is that in the first house. Is that nigga we outside type energy. So Scorpio risings, a lot of y'all may have been feeling like, yo, I low-key be chilling too much. Like, I've been chilling too much. Like, niggas need to respect my shit. Like, I need to start presenting myself in a new way. I need to start being more active with this. I need to start YouTubing. I need to start putting my creative endeavors out. I need to start posting this. Like, that's what that sun in that first house do. It make you start looking at everything you personally talented at, good at, ever been complimented on. The sun could get... The sun... I want to say egotistical. The moon a little bit more egotistical in the first house, to be honest with you. The sun in the first house it's trying to make you feel like you the shit. Let you know why you is the shit. So Scorpio risings, if you got that real pop out energy, you feel me? You better not suppress that shit right now. Energy is strong. That's some strong vibes. So you want to roll on all them things that you just want to go ahead and do. Listen, y'all. I'm going to tell you straight up, yo. Listen, just having the fuck it energy in life, I swear to God, that's one of the most powerful frequency vibrations there is. That fuck it, I'ma just do it energy. Man, so much wisdom come out of that energy. You open up so much experiences, things you never thought you would experience with that energy. It starts helping you see what to detach from with that energy. Because if you always just around certain people, places, and things, not doing new things, you feel me? Sometimes it's hard to even understand what to detach from. It's like you ain't striving for what you want to strive for in the first place. So it don't even matter if you detach yourself. It starts with you personally, put some spiritual pep in your stuff in some type of shape or form. So when you just in your bag saying, fuck it, I'm about to experience this, experiment with that, do that, pop out, not hold back what I personally want to do. I don't care if this shit, I don't got the right plan, the right structure, but I'm about to jump into this experience. That starts creating the filter. The whole time you start realizing, like, damn, I didn't realize I probably would have been doing this earlier if I wasn't around the people I've been around. If I wasn't in the environment I was in. I wouldn't even realize that. So sometimes you can't even see shit until you start shaking and baking. You ain't gonna be able to see shit until you start doing some shit sometimes. It's hard to see shit from a comfortable space. It's like a nigga in a very poor side of town, growing up in the most poorest projects in the world or whatnot, real low ghetto, quote unquote nigga mentality, take and run type mentality, and then he prospers out of that situation, and he just realizing the more he try to help his environment, he can't even help his environment. The mentality too low there. People can't even connect there. If he actually stay in this environment, he may resort back to going back to having that mentality, But if he would have never got himself out of that situation in the first place, or opened up opportunities for himself personally, individually, to get out of that situation, he wouldn't even have the lenses to even realize that, start realizing why that situation is there. Start seeing the matrix to the situation, like, oh, damn. This shit was designed like this to keep us in this way. So it's just only certain things that you realize until, long story short, it's just only certain things you're going to realize until you just start getting it popping for real. Until you just start getting it popping with life, and you just like, all right, fuck, I really don't give a fuck. We all going to die and transition someday. I gotta do a lot of shit to look back on. Like, it is what it is. I don't care what go left, right. I just got to be able to create some experiences and memories and leave a motherfucking personal legacy, So I took advantage of my opportunity to experience life, because this is, I don't want to, being able to be in a body is a spiritual privilege. Like, don't get that misunderstood. It's a spiritual privilege. You could realize that when we're in school learning how the biological sense to how we're made physically. So it's like, damn, that many sperm cells is released, and I was the one that made it through that. So just looking at it from that perspective is like, okay, I guess there's something special about me. Okay, we can start there. I guess there's something that's special about me. I beat all them motherfuckers. I Usain bolted all them niggas. You feel me? I Sha'Carri Richardson them niggas up in them testes. So if you did that, then in some type of shape or form, when you dive deeper, what did you do to even manifest being in that environment to be created? What did you even do spiritually to put yourself first to manifest being in a body? You got to think about it like that's, you go a little deep, but like, you feel me? Just something to ponder on. So we ain't here to play around with this life shit. We here to experience. Okay? And that's Scorpio rising. See, y'all so charged up. Y'all made me get charged up reading y'all shit with that sun in during the first house, because I know how strong that energy is. You'll be so unapologetic cutting off people, places, and things in your with the sun in the first house. No matter how much they've been how long they've been in your first house. The sun don't care. The sun feel like king. It make you feel like king or queen of your motherfucking natal chart. So it is what it is. Don't be unapologetic cutting that shit off. Whatever you got to do to make you feel like you're gonna move yourself into a more fruitful personal, personal space. Y'all got to do that shit, Scorpio risers. Y'all got to do that shit. And some of that, a lot of that shit may take some leap of faith energy, but hell, y'all go through, y'all know, if anybody know what transformation feel like, y'all do. So I know y'all ain't scared of no goddamn change or transformation in the first place anyways. So that's what we got going on, okay? Taurus in the 8th house may incorporate a lot of work and organizing in your relationship life. It's Earth in the 7th house, always having to work, put things together, structure things, possibly help other people build things in your relationship. You also attract opportunities to build with others with Taurus in the 7th house, for real, for real. Y'all probably attract partners that be having bread, like partners that be resourceful, like, you know, partners, Taurus can work like that in the 7th house. Partners have you experiencing things you ain't never experienced before. It was like, damn, we went on a date on a jet tonight. I ain't used to that. You feel me? I'm used to, you know, little hood wine and dine or whatnot. Last night I was on a jet with shorty. You feel me? Like, you know, I gotta find out what she really do for a living now. You feel me? Because whatever she told me the first time, I don't believe it though, boy. She talking about that shit don't cost that much, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna find out what she do for. You feel me? Taurus in the 7th house, you just be attractive motherfuckers that's fruitful in the 7th house. You feel me? But then again, your relationships be work though, because it's Earth there. So it's like in some type of shape or form, you may feel like you have a lot of responsibility in your relationship. You always got more responsibility than the other motherfucking relationships. But let me not branch off too far. You know, so Taurus in the 8th house may incorporate a lot of work in organizing in your relationship life. It's a great time to reevaluate how much you value the people that you are, people or person that you connected to. Because if when you have Taurus in there, sometimes you feel a little too devoted to your relationships. Sometimes you're a little too giving in your relationships. So right now it's really a time to really acknowledge that, okay, who's worthy? Who's worthy? Who's worthy of my time, support, and care? Who's worthy? Who exchanges? I know I give. Who really be reciprocating? Y'all gotta realize that right now. I ain't saying don't give. I'm just saying at least put the people that say please and thank you ahead of in the front of the line. You feel me? That's basically people that show their appreciation for the most part. All right. So 7th house. All right, 2nd half. Let's wrap this up. 8th house. Libra rising. Shout out to my Libra risings, man. Scorpio season was trying to remind you what you're good at, new ways to build stability, and make money. Basically, 2nd house. Scorpio in that 2nd house. New passions to make money. Probably seeing other people get stabilized and making money, and you like, oh, I'm really bullshitting. Like this is easy to make money right now in the age of Aquarius. I know I got at least 2 Libra risers in here that probably said that to themselves a little bit early, like, yo, this new business is gonna flow a little bit more, like, or I'm gonna be in this part of this company a little quicker than I thought, or like, there's a lot of people making money is really easy right now. Like, it won't take me this long to build that. But you got that 2nd house, Sun transit in that 2nd house gonna do that. Sun transit in the 2nd house, Mercury transit the 2nd house. Mercury coming up with all the ideas like, yeah, you can't do that, nigga. They got this platform, that pop-up shop. They got pop-up shops on that avenue every Thursday, Friday. Like, you seeing all of that. You manifesting conversation with others, or just having people around you plugging you, or, you know, plugging you towards ways that you can stabilize yourself or whatnot. Use your talents, your gifts in some type of shape or form or something. So Libra rising, Scorpio season was trying to remind you what you're good at, new ways to build stability and make money. All right. Okay, yeah. Watching other people do things that you're good at or better, and that's been fueling you. Like, nah, I gotta change something. I do that way better than them. Because the 2nd house deals with self-esteem once again, guys. So you got the Sun transit in there. You gonna start seeing what you're worth even more. We always see things that when the Sun gets into a house, we're always gonna see things we ain't see before. So we got that energy there. All right. And then yeah, so the full moon is in the 8th, is trying to get you to embrace, okay, all insecurities and fears when it comes to what you're passionate about and what you want to build. All right, that Sun in that 2nd house, yeah, it may have inspired you, motivated you to, you know, invest in yourself some more, you know, use what you have some more. But then at the same time, You know, it may have been easy for you to start paying attention to what might not work, what resources you don't have. Okay, because the second house still deal with material. So the focus may have started leaning on you not having resources or the support you want, instead of leaning on the, if there's a will, there's a way. Right now, Libra risings, that should be your affirmation going into Sagittarius season. If there's a will, there's a way. All right? Regardless of what resources you feel like you don't have or not. You might have to be the example to do some shit in an opposite way or in a new way or with less resources. You know, Lil Yachty, I don't know what Lil Yachty rising sign is. He might be a Libra rising. He be dyeing his hair. He like a lot of colors. He probably is a Libra rising. You feel me? But he just shot a whole music video on an iPhone. Is a video director named Cole Bennett. He just did a whole video on the iPhone. Music video looked crazy. And he probably wasn't the real first person to do it for real, but the first one, I guess, to have that big of a music video, that many views at that level of being a star or whatnot. And you know, I'm in the comments, and then I'm thinking about how much he may have just inspired a lot of upcoming artists that don't feel like they got the bread to be paying for their studio sessions and investing in music, buying the beat, and then paying for the videos. Like, he probably just set a new trend for a lot of artists. Like, yo, let me just try shooting a video on my phone, and then maybe sending it to somebody to edit it instead of paying for the whole. So Libra rising, y'all might have to be that person right now. Also, insecurities when it comes to what your full moon in the 8th house, trying to get you to embrace all insecurities and fears when it comes to what you're passionate about, what you want to build. All right, emotions may be real intense. Be careful of not projecting on others. All right, got that full moon chancing in the 8th house. Okay, the full moon is intense in the 8th house. You feel me? So it's gonna really dig. It's really gonna dig there. It's going to get to the root about things that's bothering you, making you feel emotionally uncomfortable there with the full moon there. You could just, on a regular day, a regular moon, not even a new or a full moon, just on a regular day, whatever, it don't even matter it don't even matter what sign there. When the moon transits in your 8th house, you may just feel uncomfortable that day by default. By default, you may just feel a little funny that day and can't even point to why you feel funny. The moon just don't like to be there, all right? But there's a lot of growth through having the moon there. And, you know, emotions may be real intense. Be careful of projecting on others. May attract some resources. Got to be able to notice it, though. All right. Somebody may mention something that, you know, they're into or that they have awareness or information about that could support something that you're trying to build up your second house. Learn to use certain experiences, moments that either broke you, hurt you, overall impacted how you deal with the emotions differently. All right, to support new self-care practices in your routine right now. All right, that's very important. Libra rising. All right, they about to cut me off. We're going to just finish up with the 9th through the 12th.